Well, I would love to say it's been a quiet couple of weeks, but that would be a lie. I saw something in a game of FM I haven't seen in a long time, and then we had a pretty major injury to a key player on the squad. Of course, we've got Bayern coming to town today. They've got the 2-goal lead, but the one away goal we had is a good thing. If we can hold them to a one, if we defeat them 1-0, we win based on away goals. So I think we have a chance. My name's FM20. It's time to get real. Well, it's definitely been a couple of interesting weeks since the last Bayern game. We beat Lokomotiv Moscow 4-0. Jeremy Sutter hat tricks with the goals. Predrag Smilkovic a goal. It was a tune-up match more than anything else. Against Real Betis, we absolutely thumped them 4-0. Kylian Heidenfelder, a goal in the 11th minute. Martin Matasevic had a perfect hat trick. He had a goal with his head, a goal with his left foot, and a goal with his right foot. First time in a while I've seen that. And then against Celta Vigo, we drew. Now, Celta Vigo is not exactly the worst team in the league. They're currently 8th. But we had our chances against them, and we just could not make them work. And the thing of it is that Celta Vigo wasn't on their best game either. Claudio was their best player by a long shot, but Ruiz and Enriquez, their strikers, both had off games. Their defense was average. Their midfield was average. We, on the other hand, were also average, and other than a Resnicek goal, we could not get anything going. And then a day ago in training, Martin Matasevic broke his lower leg, and he's out for the next 3 to 5 months. So he is gone for the rest of the season. Now I got Smilkovic on the bench, and Sutter can play up top as well, but I'm going to keep Sutter on the left because he's a better advanced midfielder on the left than Smilkovic is. And Smilkovic is actually not a bad complete forward, all things considered. Milos Serac is upset because he wasn't getting playing time, and he's been getting a decent amount of playing time. He is right here, 11 starts, 7 off the bench. Ale has a legitimate complaint because he's only gotten 5 starts and 7 off the bench as well. But Serac's been splitting time with Benvenuti and Barnabashvili and a couple others, but he's unhappy. So, you know what? I'm done. He can leave. He can leave. I will let him go in the offseason. I'll let him go in the offseason. It's, it is what it is. There's only so much I'm willing to put up with from players. I mean, this is a guy who came in and was thoroughly unhappy and wanted someone from his home club or country to join him, but wouldn't give me any idea or suggestions who. Finally brought someone in, and then he was happy. He was the team captain for a year or two, and he just hasn't performed. I would have thought with, as my glasses are all fogged up here, I don't know what the heck happened. I would have thought with Mahmoud leaving, he would have been happier getting more playing time there. He started quite a few games. Not as many as he would have liked, but yes, that's fair. But I've got a quality squad with a lot of depth, and someone was going to lose out, and this year it's him. And frankly, if he can't stomach that, then he has no place on the team. So we are playing our 4-2-4 today. We got Seferovic in goal, Heidenfelder, Barnabashvili, Joubert, and Fernandez as the defensive back four. Augusto and Alonso as the midfielders. Sutter and Resnicek as the attacking midfielders. Smilkovic and Maria up top as the strikers. Joshua Zirkzee, how old is he now? 28. Okay. He's their backup. Foden, 11 goals and 37. 29 years old. Solid career. Where did he come from? $74 million from Man City. Solid career. Oh, Paulino, Barrow, Cuenca, Newbell in goal, Pavard. Yeah, this is a rotated side for them. Zirkzee didn't start last game, and I don't believe, Pavard did. So it's kind of sort of rotated. We, on the other hand, are playing our 4-2-4, of course, and I totally skipped that. It's our standard 4. Well, I didn't skip that. We went through that. I remember saying Smilkovic because I totally mispronounced his name. I'd blame it being late, but I'd be lying. Alonso sends it in. Resnicek bounces off someone else and goes in for the goal. Smokovic, they're calling that a Smokovic goal. Okay. A minute and a half in. Boy, this is setting us up for failure. Resnicek headed it right down to Smokovic's right foot, and he started sliding about 3 yards away. That was luck. And Joubert already picked up a yellow. Of course he did. I swear we'd have 15 fewer. I'm going to have to check out Joubert. I swear he's had about 15 yellow cards this season. It seems. And that happens with a lot of players. On any save I've done, I will get a great player. You know, he'll have 7 years in football and have 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, and 3 yellow cards. In the first season he's with me, 17. Halftime, we are up 1-0, thanks to a Smokovic goal in the second minute. And Sutter picked up a yellow card too. Okay, well, we shall also tell him to calm down. Foden sends it in. Knocked away. Fernandez ran away from it. Foden to Pavard. To Barrow. To Pavard. Back to Barrow. Out to Suazono. He gets by Heidenfelder. And takes a shot. Knocked out of bounds. Well, Seferovic pushed it just wide enough. And Fernandez bombed it out of bounds. This has been a very ugly game. I can tell it's been a very ugly game because they've had 3 shots, 2 on target. We've had 3 shots, 1 on target. I may have that reversed. I was kind of not really looking at it before I hit the button here. And we're 65 minutes into the game. So, we're going to get Joubert off, bring on Benvenuti. We're going to bring Malo on and switch him with Alonso. We're going to get Sutter off and bring on Israel. For the moment, we would go ahead because we have the away goal differential. Benvenuti. Up to Malo. To Fernandez. Up in his space towards Resnicek. Nice pass. Doesn't really have any help, though. And he takes the shot, hits the post, and goes out of bounds. Schulte. To Cuenca. To Barrow. Israel steps in front. Top of the box, takes the shot, pushes it just wide right. Nubel. Schulte. Cuenca. Up to Barrow. Over to Swanzono. Gets by the one defender. Cuts inside. Out to Pavard. He brings it forward. Centers it to Barrow. He's challenged. He gets it to Moses. Back to Barrow to Moses. Back up to Pagano. Bayern's going backwards. They're setting us up. Nubel to Pagano. To Cuenca. Over to Moses. Up to Foden. Over to Barrow. He's got too much space to run. He stops. Gets it out to Suazono. Cuts inside. Gets by Heidenfelder. Akmar's there. And Alsamar, rather. Son of a gun. 10 minutes left. I don't want to see this again. Suazono. And Seferovic, and then I stop. Fernandez on the throw into Maria. Fernandez crosses in. Israel's there. Just, wow, jeez. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, man, Suazono. Oh, Jesus. Blivet. Another early goal wasted. 9 shots, 2 on target. They had 8 and 7. And we're out of the Champions League. Son of a gun. I really thought we had a chance. Yeah, we'll be back with the Villarreal game in just a bit. Well, we got 9.5 million euros. Antonio Adon is their head coach. Wow, he's really good. He played for Atletico, and then he went to coaching. That's why I recognize him. He was the head coach at Betis for a year. And Deportivo. Yeah, I know he started familiar. He was the head coach of Granada for a while, and at Deportivo for a year. Went to Brighton for a year, then at Betis, and he parlayed that into the Bayern job, but with a profile like that, it's easy to see why. Really good coach. We've got Villarreal coming up, so we will get to that match and be back with it in just a bit. Maybe playing another game right away is a mistake, but maybe not. We'll get it done. 4-2-4, of course. Seferovic in goal. Heidenfelder, Barnabashvili, Benvenuti, and Fernandez as the defensive back four as George goes nuts upstairs. Augusto and Malo as the midfielders. Sutter and Resnicek as the attacking midfielders. Smukovic and Maria up top as the strikers. I think with us being out of the Champions League, finishing top four I don't think is going to be a problem unless we absolutely have the wheels fall off. We are tied for second place and we're 9 points out of fourth. So, yeah, it's going to be Lamatre's driving forward. Hey, that's our Lamatre. Cesares. And he shoots it wide right. Seferovic to Benvenuti. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm going to watch the game here as I'm talking as Malo bombs it forward to Maria, and he shoots it just wide left. Top four isn't a problem. I would love to challenge for first place now that we've actually experienced it for a little bit, mostly when we've played before the other teams. But Madrid and Barcelona are just, they're still quality. And it's going to take a little bit more to get past them. The more I think about it, the more there's going to be a few more players leaving in the offseason. I've got the money for it. I've got a bunch of youngsters I wouldn't mind playing. And frankly, I think as long as we maintain European football, I'm okay with a down year being European football. 7th place or no worse. So, Sutter driving forward. Look at him go. And right at Izquierdo. We are going to need a new defensive left back, especially if I'm having Sirac leave. Delgado, Seferovic, and I stop. Izquierdo with a goal kick. Up to Mejbri. To Caceres. Over to Groot. To Morlanes. To Mejbri. Out to Delgado. Morlanes. He centers at Caceres. Lamatre takes the shot, but it's right at Seferovic. So it would take Madrid stumbling for us to equal them. And we're playing them in like 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. I think looking ahead, that's the game we're going to come back for next. Malo, back to Barnabashvili. Over to Heidenfelder. Up to Sutter. Gets by the defender. He's going to keep going. And he hits the post. And Izquierdo got back. How on earth did that happen? He hit the post and the ball literally stopped, and I'm hitting the wrong freaking thing. Delgado sends it into the crowd. Morlanes is there, and he gets off Seferovic and in for the goal. No, I don't want to see that. Delgado sends it in again, but right at Seferovic. He's supposed to be getting rid of the ball quickly. That's not getting rid of the ball quickly, although Smukovic ends up with it, so that's not bad. Sutter, can he get past number 2? He can, and we get it back. Nice. His 23rd of the season. He has been an absolute find. Pablo headed it down. Smukovic recovered. Nice pass over to Sutter. powerful left-footed strike. Well done, Jeremy. And an interesting front tuck roll. And that is half. We are tied. It's one of the things I was looking at before the game started. I believe, and I would have to double check this, Resnicek is our oldest player, and he's 27. Schubert is 25 or 26. Barnabashvili may be up there as well. Fernandez on the throne. Resnicek. Back to Fernandez. He sends it in. Smilkovic is there, and he scores. Only his third of the season. But, again, that's the problem when you have a quality team with a lot of really good players. Someone's always on the outside looking in, and this time around it's Smilkovic. But the nice thing is, he's been on the bench waiting just in case something happened. Something did happen, and he's very fond of those sliding volleys this year. Something did happen to Matasevic, and he has stepped right in no problem. Going to make a couple changes here. The oldest player on the field at the moment is Smilkovic. He's 26. Ale is going to come on for Fernandez. And we are going to bring Siraka on for Barnabashvili. He can complain about his lack of playing time all he wants. All I have to do is point to the playing time he's getting. He may not like the playing time he's getting, but that's a him problem. Delgado on the corner kick. Knocked away. Sirac fouled somebody. Or Augusto fouled somebody. Okay, Lazo, come on. Pozzo hits it right. No, Villarreal's a decent squad. I don't really want to see that again. They're currently in 5th, so we knew we were going to be in for a game. Morlanes, long pass up to Pozzo. Cuts between the defenders, and a weak shot that's very wide right. They've had 16 shots, 10 target. We've had 14 and 6. And this looks like it's going to be a draw. Totally said that out loud. Resnicek sends it in. Sirac right at his Izquierdo. Long pass. Malo over to Heidenfelder. To Ale. Malo. All the way back to Seferovic. Out towards Sutter. He heads it down, but Caceres steps in front of. Are you kidding me? You double yellowed with less than 2 minutes in the game. It's stupid stuff like that that drives me up a wall. It wasn't even a professional foul. We end up with a draw. Sutter a goal, Smilkovic a goal. Pozzo had a 78th minute penalty kick that equalized for them. What's Lemaitre done since he's moved to Villarreal? They got him for a freaking steal. $17.25 million he's valued at now. 4 goals and 6 assists. Player of the match in 19. Well, we're currently 3 points behind Madrid, tied with Barcelona. Villarreal moves up to 4th, but they're still 9 points out. Sutter got called up to the Spanish or the French squad after I talked him up in the press. 11 games unbeaten, if you don't count the Champions League matches. But... okay, so what we're going to do then is... this is interesting. We could do Madrid, take a week off, do Barcelona, then have an end-of-season wrap-up after I do Granada and Sociedad offline. Or do we come back for Osasuna, Madrid, and then Sociedad in a wrap-up? Osasuna's the last team of the league, so... you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to come back and play Osasuna, Madrid. And the Osasuna's game... we're going to take seriously. We're going to start the starters. And it shouldn't be a problem because we've got freaking 10 days between that and Madrid, so we can do that. And then... well, we got Granada and Sociedad last. Granada's 9th. Sociedad is also fighting relegation. So Sociedad, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do Osasuna, Madrid. We'll keep Barcelona offline. We'll come back, have Sociedad in a roundup. Yeah, there's just no easy way to break that up, is there? But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm still out of sorts over that Bayern result. We really had a chance there. We just absolutely pissed it away. It's like the second or third year in a row we've gone out on a game that we probably could have won. Just a second here. Last year was the Man City debacle. Year before that was Nantes. Year before that was Eindhoven. Yeah, Eindhoven was the first year in the Europa League. No. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, Eindhoven was the first year in the Europa League. There was Champions League, and we had a huge group to get out of, which was going to happen because of what we were in. Nantes absolutely thumped us in the Europa League first knockout round. This was the Champions League group stage, which was also a hell of a group. And Man City got us in the Europa League second knockout round. And Bayern. I could have sworn there was a year where we just came really, really close. Maybe it was this year. I don't know. I think what I do know is that I'm just going to turn the game off after this and take a decent break. The Matip injury is going to hurt us, not as much as it would have hurt us 3 or 4 years ago. Looking towards the future, we're a young squad. We've got quality players, but they're young quality players. We need to keep them developing. But we also need players like Resnicek and Smokovic and Sutter to keep contributing as well. And Sutter's only 23, so almost makes him an old man of the group. There are going to be some changes. I may actually break the bank and spend some money on a couple decent players. I want a quality defensive left back. Heidenfelder is okay, but he's a lone player, and I suspect they're going to want a ton of money for him. So it depends on who's out there. But we'll get to that when we get to the summer transfer window. So, not the best win today, not the best loss today. That's really kind of disappointing. One of these days, we're going to crack through. But I swear, if we win La Liga before we get to like the quarterfinal of the Champions League or something like that, I'm going to be highly upset. And that's just a personal thing. But if you did like what you've seen and heard, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticism, comments. Leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM20. I thank you for watching.